Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna,
Krishna, welcome.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank you, Vrinda. Oh, Radhika, Kasturi, Mataji.
Krishna, Hare Krishna. Mataji, can I show something? Look.
Shri Radha, wow, beautiful Balavrinda.
Mataji, I'm also making it. I'm in the work at it.
Wow, beautiful. What's this in Damodar class?
Yeah.
Oh, great, wonderful. Oh, you guys are able to concentrate so much. Very, very nice. One class after the other class. Good job. I love your smile, Janvi. Okay, let's get started. Om Ajnanatimmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavad Pashyayata Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Beautiful kids, good to see your good, beautiful faces. Let me also share my screen. Just a minute. Okay. Yeah. Let me just do one thing real quick. Okay. Let me just. And then slideshow. Okay. All right. Looks like I don't know what's wrong with me. I think I'm feeling sleepy all the time. So as you all know, I went to Bay Area. Suraj and I met for the first time, and after coming yesterday night, I came back from Bay Area, and then from today morning, I've not been very productive. I've been like feeling sleepy. Even when driving, I was feeling sleepy. It's weird. What's going on with me? So there's nothing in terms of symptoms or anything. I'm feeling okay.
The heat waves here now.
Yeah, the heat wave is there, but I don't know if that has something to do with my tiredness and feeling sleepy. Because when I was driving my car, I was feeling tired also. In the sense, I was sleeping. I was like dozing off in my car. And today I had some meetings in my office. Oh my God, I couldn't stay on the camera for some time. It was just a half an hour meeting. But that half an hour meeting, I just happened to pause my camera or stop my camera for a bit, and then I don't know. I can't express what's going on with me. Hope I feel better soon so that I can focus a little bit on.
Did they pay you?
What is that?
One time for you. So that you can.
Mataji, did they pay
Oh,
you in
Mataji,
the
thank
end?
you, Mataji. So, Vinta Gandharvika Mataji spoke. I think you were talking on
I
top.
was saying we all will chant for your health and you will
Oh,
not.
no, Mataji. No. Your chanting is precious. It could be used for something else. I was just telling, it's just, I'm feeling today, if not for this class, I would have slept through. Actually, Varun knocked on my door. I didn't open and I just slept a little bit before the class as well. So something is just not right. I think I have to maybe take more rest. I don't know.
What is the deity name, Mataji? Which temple you went? What is the deity name? He did some
Oh,
magic to you.
Mataji, so I happen to see, I live in a place called Folsom and I happen to go into ISV and Suraj, what's the name of the deities there? ISV?
Radha Madan Mohan.
Radha Madan Mohan.
Yeah, Radha Madan Mohan, I did some magic to you.
Yeah, I happened to go there. One on Sunday, I went again on Monday as well, I think, and then not Monday, maybe I went, yes, I went again on Monday also. So it was very nice. In fact, I was staying very close to the place near.
At ISV, did you see Shriyan?
Yes, I saw Shriyan. Yes, Shriyan didn't identify me. Actually, he didn't identify me, but I identified him. Shriyan, are you there?
Yeah, you all can finish the activities. And Mataji is, are you in the group, Mataji? Devas Bala, are you in the group? Damodar group, Mataji?
I hear some background noise, but I'm not able to understand. But anyways, kids, we can get started. Huh? Okay, let's get started, kids. So you've all been into 3.12 and today's section is very important to understand. So with Brahma, what happened was that he happened to actually have an immoral thought. So immoral thought of a relationship that's not good with her daughter, Vak. And because of that immoral thought, it was not even an act, it was an immoral thought. So what were the consequences of the immoral thought is something that we'll be seeing in this particular episode of Srimad Bhagavatam. It's very, very interesting. And what are all the lessons that we can learn from Brahmaji's thought is something human being has to, as human beings, as devotees, as sadhakas, as even ordinary people, what are the lessons is something that we all should contemplate and meditate upon. So this is the
I feel so much better now that we're in the age of Kali, and that if we think something bad, it's not going to do anything to us.
Yeah, that's true, dear Suraj. But the problem is, see, if we have a thought, the thought eventually would lead to an action. That's what is a problem. See, we will think, oh yeah, I just thought about it, but I didn't perform that act. But the very fact we had that thought, if it keeps coming over to us over and over and over, then the thought, if we immediately, I mean, as sooner or later, at some point in time, if we encourage that thought in us, it will, of course, lead to an action. That is why this is very important for us to understand and again act upon the lessons that Brahmaji has taught us through this episode of Srimad Bhagavatam. Do you mind, kids, just a minute?
I think Mataji is going to sleep off us just like she slept off work.
Yes, I think.
1 minute turns into, I don't know, an hour.
So my Prabhuji called. So anyways, so we just have to be watchful of that. Okay. So let's start reading the translation and purport and understand what are some of the thoughts and what are some of the views. Okay. Thus, finding their father so deluded in the act of immorality, the sages headed by Marichi, all the sons of Brahma, spoke as follows with great respect. The sages like Marichi were not wrong in submitting their protest against the act of their great father. They knew very well that even though their father committed a mistake, there must have been some great purpose behind the show. Otherwise, such a great personality could not have committed such a mistake. See, very important, isn't it? They understand that their father is great. If he has committed a mistake, that means it is something immoral, and that is something that that is something that is not normal for Brahma to do. But he committed an act, so there must be something that that he's trying to show us through his act. This is something that we must contemplate. And hence, if you look at it, the sons headed by Marichi, the sons of Brahma, they were all speaking with great respect and reverence. Even though Brahmaji committed this act, they did not demean him, they did not ridicule him, they did not make fun of him. But then they understood, okay, my father actually committed this committed this act by mistake, and it must have some great purpose. Otherwise, he would not have committed it. This is what was their thinking or mentality. Now, okay, let's move on. It might be that Brahma wanted to warn his subordinates about the human frailties in their dealings with women. This is always very dangerous for persons who are on the path of self-realization. Therefore, great personalities like Brahma, even in the wrong, should not be neglected, nor could the great sages headed by Marichi show any disrespect because of this extraordinary behavior. So this is very important, dear kids. We must understand that are you all able to hear that noise, or it's just me?
Mansi, I don't hear any noise.
Okay, good. All right, good. So what happens here is that now Brahmaji has committed a mistake, and we see that his sons are able to understand Brahmaji committed this mistake, and they are able to perceive this problem without ridiculing him, without actually making him feel bad, without with great respect they are trying to speak to him, and they understand, okay, this is showing us that anybody can be affected by women. And it's also understood that, see, if they are going to be affected by women, by a behavior with women, then it's going to actually obstruct their path of devotional service. So even great personalities, when they commit some mistakes, we should not neglect, but we should actually try to understand what are some of the lessons that we can perceive out of this particular episode. This is something that they contemplated upon. Okay, and then 31st verse. So we'll try to understand this and also see, for example, in your lives, you would have come across various situations where when we see some elders committing a mistake, how are we supposed to actually address that problem? I mean, how are we actually supposed to take it into our lives? Are we supposed to ridicule? Oh yeah, my mom committed a mistake, my dad committed a mistake. Okay, let's just try to make fun of them and pinpoint them in each and every each and every encounter I make. I'll try to tell my mom's mistake or my dad's mistake, or for that matter anybody's mistake. Is that, if that is your motive, that is definitely wrong motive. We are not supposed to ridicule, we are not supposed to criticize, we are not supposed to disrespect your elders because they committed a particular act which is contrary to Krishna consciousness, isn't it? Because what is the reason why they committed what they committed? They committed that mistake because obviously this is something that they don't want to do. Okay, this, nobody wants to perform something that's really bad, right? That's really not good for Krishna consciousness. But what happens is, because of our material conditioning from our past birth, we are just succumbed to do this kind of act. And over the process, because of material impressions over many births, we just are very much involuntarily doing that act. Okay, it's not even we are conscious about it. We kind of, not even conscious, unconsciously we perform that act in ignorance. And again, that is not an excuse whatsoever. So what happens to a devotee after they commit an act is that they start having that feeling of remorse. They start feeling, oh my God, I don't feel good about what I did to whoever I did that. And I feel bad. And this is not my nature. So they start they start regretting about it. They start feeling remorse about that particular act. And they kind of go to the devotee. Yes, I'm so sorry, my dear devotee. This is not intentional. This is something that I did out of my mistake. I mean, it's just, it's just that I was not conscious when I was doing it. And really, I hope, because you understand what conditioning is, and you also, probably everybody is going through conditioning. They would understand what conditioning is, and we all succumb to it. Please forgive me for my ignorance. And in the future, I definitely promise you, I'll try my best not to commit such an act. This is what a devotee goes and tells to that particular devotee whom he has offended, for that matter. And he felt bad about his act, and his the very fact that he's feeling remorse about that particular situation is definitely going to help him avoid future mistakes. Okay, so this is what is the contrast analogy to a devotee who actually commits a particular act and feels remorseful about that particular act. Okay, so you're able to relate to it, right? I mean, in analogy, we also saw how a devotee or a sadhaka could commit an act. And it's not that as kids we should ridicule our parents, we should criticize our parents for what they have done. But again, you should just take, oh, even my parents are capable of making this mistake, and I should better be careful about what is in store for me. I should better be careful about how I have to approach the situation in the future if it were to come. So these are some of the things that we can, as kids, I know you kids are all so glorious. I'm talking some high level stuff here, which I would normally talk with adults. But since you're all so mature, I thought of sharing this as a takeaway for you. Okay. Do you have any questions on that particular thing? Hare Krishna.
Mataji,
Yes, Advait.
I wanted to know if we're doing moral stories today.
Yeah, we are doing moral stories, but I have to pick and choose. I'm so sorry. Today, as I told you, it was a pretty lazy day for me. I didn't
Okay,
prepare
Mataji.
the. Yeah,
I understand, because sometimes also on Janmashtami we stay until like 12 midnight or even like
Oh,
1 or
no,
2.
I didn't stay up for anything. No, I didn't stay up. I just drove. This is
Yeah,
my.
exactly. You were tired, right? So yeah, I understand.
Maybe I
it
yeah,
is.
I can give some excuses like that. But this is my first time driving 3 hours. 3 hours.
So, Mataji, you went to earlier Rath Yatra?
No, I went, see, from Folsom to go to ISV takes 3 hours for me. I mean, with the traffic and everything, 2.5 to 3 hours. Yeah, and this is my first time driving, and I don't usually drive myself unless the situation demand. But this time I had to drive. There was no other option because work demanded me to come there. So I had to drive and come. All right. So yeah, we'll definitely do moral stories, but it's going to be from a PDF. I'd have to pick and choose what stories we are going to do, but we'll definitely do moral stories. We'll do 2 moral stories, okay? For sure. So that's definitely there. Okay.
Mataji,
Yeah, Radha, go ahead, dear.
are you going to do Tenali Rama stories?
What is that?
Tenali Rama stories.
Tenali Ram. Okay, we'll do Tenali Ram. Radha Ashtami is coming and Radha has requested it. So we'll do Tenali Ram. Are you happy, Radha?
Mataji, you promised us Tenali Raman only last week.
Okay, sure, Advait. You keep track of it. So I'll definitely come to you for stories for sure. Now you're 13 years, isn't it, Advait?
Tenali Ram, is it the new trend?
I don't know. The most of you all don't know. Probably we've seen most of the other stories, and Tenali Raman is always intuitive, intelligent guy. So we'll always look for what he has to say and how he
The
tackles the
ISKCON Desire Tree stories don't really have a good Tenali Ram story.
Oh, really? I'll search in the internet then. We'll see. I'll see if I can find some PDFs on the internet.
Mataji,
Yeah.
anyways, you're talking about it. I just watched the Nali Rama before class.
Oh, nice. Very nice. That's good to watch too.
Mataji, I just slept before class and I woke up at the beginning.
See, you woke up, right? Even I woke up and am I feeling okay? I mean, just as far as you can understand what I'm talking and everything, right?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, good. All right. So it's not that bad. Since I'm talking, I'm okay. Today, I felt I'll be okay when driving. But suddenly, I came so close to this Jeep. This Jeep was standing here and I just came so close. And I was like, in just a matter of seconds, Krishna, thank God you helped me. Otherwise, we would have to exchange the driver's license and we'd have to make payments, more premium and things of that nature. My Prabhuji would have been like, you are doing a lot of mischievous things and creating a lot of trouble like that. Thank God I didn't hit him. Just even a little bit you hit him, no? They will ask for your card. So that's the problem. Anyway, so I was careful. I'm not going to drive today. Probably after this class, maybe another 2 hours, I'll just go to bed early and sleep.
Mataji, what you dealt with is pretty much what I deal with every day while biking home from school.
I think it's information overload. I think too much of information is being stuffed onto you. And see, for me, I mean, yeah, I think I had a lot of back-to-back meetings as well for the past 3-4 days since I was there in Beria. Yeah, I don't know if it's information overload. Maybe Suraj, that's what is going on because you have continuous periods, right? You have periods one after the other. Sometimes that could be the reason as well.
Yeah, I have 7 periods.
Yeah, see, 7 periods.
I have 8 periods.
8 periods, Mukund. Oh my God, do you have that 0 period? What they call it? 0 period meaning you go early? An hour early?
No, Mataji.
No? Okay.
Suraj, you in middle school now?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Suraj, you are in middle 6th grade?
Yeah, I'm a 6th grader.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Mati, here in this like California, I think only. Oh, not only California, but in California, middle school is when periods start.
Yeah, 0 period starts. Varun will be in middle school next year.
Yeah, but I don't have 0 period.
Oh,
There's
good for
this
you.
time when you go to school and you eat breakfast
See,
at
hey, Suraj,
but
which area do you live?
what?
In Bay. Which area do you live?
Bay Area.
No. Which area? Like which suburb?
Yes,
You have
the
which like
Hey.
Las Gatos, Saratoga, like that. Which area? Which suburb do you live?
Palo Alto.
Palo Alto. Okay. All right. So let's get
Mati,
into
I have
our
6 periods. And
Huh?
well, 7 technically, actually, because we have homeroom, so we stay there like for 15 minutes in the class, and they just give us announcements and stuff, and we do Pledge of Allegiance. And then after that, we have 6 periods.
That's not bad, Advait. You are in 8th grade, na?
Yeah.
Yeah. My other son
Okay,
is
8th
also in
graders in my school should have 15. And they have to stay after school for their stuff.
Okay. See, guys, we'll quickly complete this so that we can go to moral stories, have some discussion there. It looks like you all need to talk, isn't it? Otherwise, you'll definitely, otherwise it's information overload and I can understand that. So that's why I want to let you talk for some time. so that we get our energies back to focus on this one. All right. So let's get going. Okay. So now we are seeing that Brahmaji's sons are talking with respect, right? Oh, Father, they're saying, oh, my dear Father, this performance in which you are endeavoring to complicate yourself was never attempted by any other Brahma, nor by anyone else, nor by previous kalpas, nor with anyone dare to attempt it in the future. This is particular thing. See, nobody has done like this ever before, nor in the future will they do something like this. So this particular episode of yours is very, very unique in that way. The post of Brahma is the supermost post in the universe, and it appears that there are many Brahmas and many universes besides the one in which we are situated. One who fills the post must be ideal in behavior, for Brahma set an example for all living entities. Brahma, the living entity who is the most pious and spiritually elevated, is entrusted with a post next to that of the personality of Godhead. So we all go by taking Brahma as an example. He is the supermost being, and we always see him as the role model. So he's the living entity who's very, very spiritually elevated and most pious, and we always have him next to the personality of Godhead because he's the one who creates the universe, isn't it? So that position, since with more powers come more responsibilities, and then people look up to you as a role model. This is generally the case, isn't it? When somebody is high up the post, we look up to them. Yes, I want to be like him. I want to follow whatever he does. I want to actually be like him. Because he definitely, in coming to that post itself, is a big deal. And having come to this post, he sets an example for others so that he can act as a role model, how others have to behave. I don't know. Yeah, go ahead, Janavi.
I want to show you my Yada picture. I still have to color it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have to color it, but this is how
Oh
I do
my God. You're so creative, darling. Oh my God.
What is it? I can't see.
You can't, she's so putting it in our video, on her video.
Well, I'm checking some.
See, Mataji can
That is such an amazing drawing.
It's Janavi. Thank
This
you.
is so good. And Brinda, you also.
Show it. I will spotlight you.
Mataji will spotlight you.
So nice. Wait, I will spotlight Vrinda. Vrinda, you show.
Does it say Shri there?
This is
Show yours.
Huh?
Mataji, Vrinda.
Yeah, both of you can be spotlighted, isn't it, Mataji? Brinda and
Spotlighted.
Janavi
Can
can
you
be
see Vrinda's,
spotlighted.
Mataji?
To color
in that friend.
Brinda and Janavi, her close friend, can be spotlighted.
Yeah, spotlighted Mataji. Both of them are looking good.
Ah, great going. Congratulations. The teacher, whoever taught you, will be so happy.
I can't see the spotlight because there's
Indulika Karuna Mataji.
See, this is some gems.
Can you take off this screen share so I can see the spotlight?
Oh, okay. 1 minute. Okay, Mataji.
Okay.
Janavi, if you keep working hard on the designs on spiral shape, then people would actually start buying the designs because some people don't like drawings, but they like designs.
Mataji, you
This is clothes people and shoe people and all of that, and they're gonna print it down.
Sudevi is giving her high five, and now Isha is going to share hers as well. Wow, Isha, darling. Good job.
Wow,
These look exactly similar on what they have in Vrindavan.
Mataji, here there's
They all
Laguna
look
Beach,
so
Los
similar.
Angeles,
They
and
all
Long
look
Beach.
so
And at
similar.
Long Beach, there's a Krishna conscious restaurant called Ainsa Vegan. And over there, they have the same thing Isha has
Isha, yours is
Isha's
so
drawing.
nice, Isha.
on the wall.
Wonderful, Isha. Good job, dear.
Wait, Advait, why would you go to Long Beach when there's Govinda?
Thank you, kids, for sharing. Please
So we
post.
went there once.
Mataji, this is
Okay.
from Radharani. It's ice crystal.
Oh,
Raval, Mataji, Raval Prasad. Radharani Raval.
nice. See, Brinda, we are also eating from you, Prasad. Virtually eating. Yes, see, Sudev is also eating. Okay, we all ate Raval Prasad now. Let's get back to our story.
Mataji, I'm going to put an actual eating expression on the Zoom.
You're also going to put an expression. Okay,
No, on the Zoom.
on the Zoom. Okay, let me see. So now let's finish this quickly. We are already out of time, I think. We've been talking so much, chit-chatting a lot. Let's try to finish this, okay? 32. Even though you are the most powerful being, this act does not suit you because your character is followed by spiritual improvement by people in general. It is said that supremely powerful living entity can do anything and everything he likes, and such acts don't affect him in any way. For example, the sun, the most powerful fiery planet in the universe, can evaporate water from anywhere and still remain as powerful. The sun evaporates water from filthy places, yet it is not infected with the quality of filth. So what we are understanding through this act is that, so we have very powerful living entities like Brahma who actually commit this act of immorality, but then they are not affected. Okay, they immediately change their character. An example of sun is given where sun is able to evaporate water from where? From even filthy places. So this is how powerful the sun is. Like that, Brahmaji can commit this act, but he's not affected by himself. Okay, he's able to immediately change himself. But what happens if we commit a mistake? We are affected by it and we are tormented sometimes. If we are not tormented by it, we enjoy it and commit this immoral act again, over and over and over. This is the problem. Okay. Okay. Similarly, Brahma remains unimpeachable in all conditions, but still, since he is spiritual master of all living entities, his behavior and character should be ideal that people will follow such sublime behavior and derive the highest spiritual benefit. Therefore, he should not have acted as he did. Because he is acting like a role model, we want him to act really morally and not in an immoral way, because he is the master of all living entities. Okay, that is why. The last verse for today. The father of the Prajapatis, Brahma, thus seeing all his Prajapati sons speaking in this way, became very much ashamed and gave up that body he accepted. Later, that body appeared in all directions as a dangerous fog in darkness. He gave up that body immediately because he was so ashamed of his act. And that way he's able to change. Give up his body means he doesn't die or anything. He just gives up that particular thing, and then he becomes a fog. Okay. So this is how we can understand, see how human beings will be affected by these things, such as performing this sort of immoral acts, even with your daughters, your own daughters for that matter. The best way to compensate for one's sinful acts is to give up the body at once, and Brahma, leader of living entities, showed by his personal example. Brahma has a fabulous duration of life, but he was obliged to give up his body due to the grievous sin, even though he merely contemplated in his mind without having done it. Okay. So ignorance is the cause of sinful life, or sinful life is the cause of gross ignorance. The feature of ignorance is darkness of fog. Darkness of fog still covers the whole universe, and sun is the one counteracting principle. One who takes shelter of the Lord, the perpetual light, has no fear of being annihilated in the darkness of fog or ignorance. So wherever there is sun, there is no darkness. So if there is sun, then Krishna is there in that particular thing, and that then there will be no darkness at all. And of course, Brahmaji regretted for this particular thought. Why did he have such an immoral thought into his mind? He contemplated, he felt bad, he felt ashamed, and immediately he gave up that tendency. That tendency of immoral act was given up by him immediately. He was not affected, meaning he didn't have, because he committed that act, he doesn't have that thought again. No, immediately he gave that up. But for us, even to have that thought, we'll start to contemplate upon that thought, and that thought will soon become an action. Okay, even though we are not punished for thoughts, as such for sinful thoughts, we are not punished. But then when we start to contemplate upon it, when we start to meditate upon it, then it will soon lead to and action. This is why we have to be careful. And here it's also mentioned that wherever there is sun, there is no darkness. And Brahmaji then obviously was able to give up that tendency, and then he was able to come out of it. Oh, I think this is the last verse. Once upon a time, when Brahma was thinking how to create the worlds in the past millennium, the 4 Vedas, which contain all the varieties of knowledge, he became manifested. All the varieties of knowledge became manifested from his 4 modes. So we know how Brahmaji got the knowledge, because he did tapasya to the Lord, and after saying tapa, then the Lord was able to do, he performed austerities for 10,000 demigod years, if I'm not mistaken. And because of that, the knowledge of the Vedas was revealed to him, and then he understood how to actually create the universe. The Vedas are the source of knowledge, and they were the first revealed to Brahma by the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Brahma was thinking of recreating this material world. Brahma is powerful by the dint of his devotional service unto the Supreme Lord, and the Lord is always able to forgive his devotee if by chance he falls down from the noble path of devotional service. This is confirmed in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Of course, our Father, the Supreme Father Krishna, is so merciful. If you are making a mistake, Radhika, no problem. I'm going to forgive you. But the devotee doesn't use this opportunity as an excuse. Okay. Now that I'm forgiven, Krishna, I know you are so forgiving. I'll commit mistakes. You keep forgiving me. No, that's not what a devotee mood is. The devotee doesn't want to do any kind of sinful acts. He doesn't want to perform these acts. He always wants to please the Lord. But if by chance he performs that sinful act, then the Lord is saying, no problem. I'll forgive you. So any person who is engaged in 100% in the transcendental loving service of the Lord at this lotus feet is very dear to the personality of Lord Hari. And Lord Hari is situated in the heart of every devotee, excuses all kinds of sins committed by chance. It was never expected that a great personality like Brahma would have thought of sexual indulgence with his daughter. But then, this example of Brahma only suggests the power of material nature that is so strong, it can act upon anyone, even Brahma. Brahma was saved by the mercy of the Lord with a little punishment, but by the grace of the Lord, he did not lose his prestigious position as great Brahma. So this is the mercy of the Lord. He did not take him out because he did not take his position out because he committed this act, right? Krishna was so merciful. Of course, his sons felt very bad, and this is a little bit, he felt ashamed of his act as well. So that was a punishment. He felt so ashamed. People started to talk about him, and how can you commit this act, being a responsible leader, being in a responsible post, being a role model, how can you do this act? It even disturbs your self-realization process. So whatever you do, you have to act as a role model, because you have great power, and with great power comes great responsibilities, and people see you and people have you as a role model. And when you are acting as a role model, you have to be very conscious. Yeah, I'm being watched by different people here. I better act in a proper way, isn't it? So this way he felt ashamed that everybody saw this particular thought of Brahma. So this is why we have
this thought of Brahma is kind of explainable, because he's the first living entity, and he's supposed to create everybody. So basically, he has no wife, and if he does, then it's not right.
No. The only thing is, for us to understand, we have to be careful as far as material nature goes. Anything can happen with anybody. That is why when we think about Krishna, all these immoral thoughts don't come to us. Okay, that's the point, and that's the only takeaway for us. Okay, let's not analyze this too much, because we have to, as we coming from the Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara, we have to be very careful about giving a lot of respect to Brahmaji, because he's our disciple. We all come through his disciplic succession. So Brahmaji is very important for us, because he passes down the disciplic knowledge, and this is something that we need to learn from. That's all. Okay. All right, kids. So this is about this particular episode. Okay.
Mati, 10 11. What's the magic number?
Yeah. What's the magic number, Suraj? You have to tell me. You should actually be
It's
ready with the
2.
box. You know
15.
what, Suraj? You should next time bring a story to me, right? From the internet. You are in 8th grade, na? You can definitely do
Mati.
this.
Okay.
Yeah, you come up, you just pick some stories and bring to me.
Machi, I can just send you the link on WhatsApp.
Oh, okay. You text to my number then.
Yeah.
Mataji, my computer doesn't let me go on to any public websites. So like currently I can only find mundane.
Hey,
My stories
you
or
know what,
Panchatantra.
Suraj? Suraj, how do you do that? Can you tell me the secret here?
To what?
How do you block those public websites?
Ask my dad, Mataji. You can have a private conversation.
Oh, okay.
Machi, it's pretty easy. All you have to do is download an ad blocker. Like you can do some research on some good ad blockers, and then it'll block whatever you want.
Yeah. Next time, na advice, you give me the steps to do. Okay, I want to do that. Okay,
Mataji,
I
once you
found
do
this.
that, your kid's gonna feel so sad.
Yeah, you are also feeling sad.
Yeah, it feels like I'm restricted to certain sites just because they're public sites.
Suraj, what do you mean by public? Do you mean like Discord and TikTok and stuff like that?
Yeah, stuff like that,
okay.
and things that are as basic as Gmail.
Oh,
Hey, let's try to go through this. This is something that I found in the website.
but
Let's see
Machi,
one
it's not
story.
like a comic though.
Huh?
It's not
Goddess
like,
Kali blesses Raman.
it's not like a comic.
Mataji,
Huh?
Mataji, if you want to go and take rest, Mataji, that's fine. Children will share their borrow story. Last time they were so excited.
No, we
Yeah, we
can go
did,
through two.
Mataji.
I'm okay, Mataji. As long as I talk, I'm okay.
Okay, then continue, Mataji. I just wanted to give you option
Oh,
because
thank you, Mataji.
children
Thank
were
you so much.
excited to share themselves. If they wanted to share themselves also, is okay.
Yeah, maybe after I'm done, you guys can share and we can go
We
on
are
with that.
next class. After you are done, we will close the call. This call. Next class is about it.
Sure, Mataji.
Mataji, before we get started, I'd like to tell you there's this not unsafe search that it automatically restricts all the things. But if you want to block specific sites, then ask my mom or dad.
Oh, no
Okay.
problem, Suraj. Oh, I thought you were...
Download Norton Safe Search
Okay,
and all the Norton apps.
okay. Sounds
Though
good.
it's a bit of money, you will have to pay.
Yeah, I know. I have to pay money. Okay, dear. Suraj, we'll get going, okay? We'll
Machi,
concentrate.
how come this is not comic like usual?
See, let's see if the story is good. I mean, if not, we'll go to a comic story again. Okay, you do the
Machi,
search
I
and keep
think
it ready.
we should just listen to the ones on ISKCON Desire 3, those ones, the comic.
Mataji, no, Mataji, this story is better. I like this story better. It will be longer, Mataji.
I don't know what Smriti is saying, but you want ISKCON Desire Tree? You're saying that?
Yes, Machi, because it's like a comic style.
Okay.
But Mataji,
Smriti
this
is saying
story
that
will be
this
better.
story is better. Smriti is saying that this.
Yeah, we'll
looks
go
like
through
those
one story. We'll go through one story and see if it is good. This is something nobody would have known. Okay, that's why I wanted to go through this. So let's
Because
see.
Machi, I also watched the story
Hey.
about this.
Okay, let's try to read just the story and then go back to ISKCON. Raman learned the Kali mantras taught by the monk. He grasped it soon. He went to Kali temple in the night and began to chant it. Then what happened? It was midnight and uneasy calm prevailed in that area. Only Raman's mantras burst the silence. Suddenly, a frightening figure appeared on the scene amidst the thunderous noise. It was really Goddess Kali. The Kali Devi had 1,000 faces and all the 1,000 mouths were opened. The long teeth stretched outside the mouth. Fire emanated from all the 1,000 eyes. It was altogether a terrible figure. We don't have the figure here, but you all guys should imagine how this form appeared, okay? The Kali Devi form, how it appeared, the thousands of faces and thousands of mouths open. But Raman remained unmoved. He did not feel anything extraordinary. He simply smiled. And why are you laughing? Devi asked Raman. So if it were us, what would we do? We would react in a different way. We would be like frightened. We would be like, what's going to happen next? But Raman was unperturbed, and that's why Kali asked him, why are you laughing? A mysterious doubt provoked me into laughter. I have only one head and a nose. Yet during cold, I find it difficult to wipe and discharge the nose with my hands. You've got 1,000 heads and the same number of noses, but you have only 2 hands. It'll be difficult to wipe the discharges from the nose with just 2 hands. Oh my God, wow, Raman is thinking. Please forgive me for saying all this, Raman answered. The reply made Devi to start laughing. She liked Raman's mischief. Later, the goddess showed 2 gold pots to Raman and said, one pot contains milk of wealth, another pot contains one milk of wisdom. You can choose any one of them, but only one. And what is Raman going to choose now? Raman was hesitant. Oh Devi, old people say wealth is sore. What does it mean? He doubted. The ways chosen by people to become rich are not good. And Devi said, if you drink milk of wealth, you will become rich. On the other hand, the milk of wisdom makes you wise and intelligent. Goddess narrated its qualities. Raman used a trick. How can I choose one without tasting the both? By saying this, Raman drank and emptied the 2 pots of milk within seconds. Oh, goddess, please pardon me. I want to be both rich and wise. One's life becomes meaningful only if he achieves these 2 things. Raman justified his action. You're clever, said the goddess. But who told you to drink both the pots of milk? As a punishment, I curse you become a jester. Devi proclaimed. Raman begged the goddess not to curse him. Oh goddess, I want to become a good poet as well as a jester. There is also a mistake on your part. You held 2 pots of milk in your hands simultaneously. That means you consider both the pots of milk as equal. Devi was in a fix. One day you will become a good poet and a jester, but the coming generations will remember you as a jester only. After blessing Raman, the goddess disappeared, and Raman became excited and thanked Kali Devi. Now, I want Advait to explain a little bit of this as to what he understood. See, Kali Devi is holding 2 pots, right? One pot had pot of wealth. Another pot had wealth of knowledge. Wealth of knowledge or intelligence. And
Mataji, the last thing I would think of Tenali Raman is going to a king's court in that funny jester's costume.
yeah, so let's have Advait tell his version, and then you all can contemplate and tell me what you liked about this. Okay, Advait, go ahead, dear.
Mataji, what do you mean by version?
What did you understand from this?
So, Mataji, I understood that you can't have only wealth or just wisdom. Because, for example, if you have a lot of wealth, but you don't know how to use it and you're like dumb, then you're just going to give it all away. But then if you have a lot of wisdom and not wealth, you'll have enough like wisdom and but you won't have like houses and stuff like that, like nice houses and nice stuff, even though if you're very wise. So you need both. And also another thing, Tenali Raman, he outsmarted a goddess Kali by saying that he needs to taste. But in the story I heard this, one was yogurt and one was milk. So that's why Tenali Raman said he needs to taste both, because if it's both milk, they both taste the same, right?
Yeah.
But the one I heard, one was milk and one was yogurt. So that's why he needed to taste both.
Mataji, the one I heard both pots of kheer.
Oh, both pots of what?
Kheer.
Kheer? Okay. So this is Tenali Raman. He always tries to become an intelligent guy, trying to outsmart, right? You all, I don't know if you have a teacher, do you actually outsmart the teacher sometimes by telling them stuff that they don't know? Say, for example, even if you're homeschooled, your mom will be teaching you, and sometimes you may tell her philosophy that your mom doesn't know, right? So that time you probably outsmart your mom or your parents as well. and say, yeah, see, he knows better than me. And actually the mom, she doesn't feel bad about it. She actually feels very good that, okay, my child is able to tell me so much stuff that I don't know. Right? Have you come across those situations? Karthik, Devi, have you, you've
When
not spoken
situations
much?
come across, but when I
Let's
tell my
wait.
dad, my dad says, your mom has done CA and passed, you haven't.
What is that? Your mom is?
Done CA and passed, and you haven't.
Oh, she's a CA graduate. Okay, wonderful. That's actually very difficult to get through. It's pretty tough and challenging. You want to say something, Karthik?
Mataji,
No, I would love you to talk. I've heard Suraj, I've heard Advait, I've heard Radha. Who else? Janvi, yes, you have to talk something now.
I
Oh
finished
my
it.
God, the colors are so good. This is how we see that in the logos, right? This is the exact color, if I'm not mistaken. Mataji, you can focus Janavi. I mean, spotlight. I don't know how to. Oh, maybe I should remove my spotlight. And
I already spotlighted her.
ah, good, good, very good.
Mataji, I'm done coloring.
Better than mine.
Wonderful, Isha. Mataji, Isha is also showing.
Isha. Super, Isha. Both of them are doing very
Janvi
good.
is so beautiful.
Mataji, this is Advait. Can I tell something?
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
Very good.
Earlier when you said about your parents, if you teach you and you outsmart them by saying something because they don't know it, if you
Yeah.
say it like that, that means your parents outsmart you every single day because they always teach you something new.
But it's up to you to take it in the right sense. Sometimes they say, but then
Mataji, can I say
oh, you don't like them to say some kids, they don't want the parents to say something, right? So it all depends upon your mentality, how you take it. Huh?
I wanted to say something.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead, Balvrinda.
There's something so funny. Last year there was this girl named Layla in our class.
Layla? Oh, okay.
Layla, and this year she's in my class. The same Layla.
Oh, nice. You have a buddy.
And there's 2 Laylas in our class. 2 Laylas.
Wonderful. Great. How about Ramachandra? Why are you not talking, Ramachandra? Mukund, what happened to you? Samskriti? Kushi? I want everybody to be interactive, isn't it? You all should be interactive and we all can have a good time then.
Mataji, I'm eating.
Oh, that's why. Okay, okay. No problem. I know this is dinner time for you, isn't it? 8:12. Okay. So let's go to ISKCON
I
Desiree.
think for me it's 5:12.
I know,
just
same
finished my
here.
lunch.
I'm going in the same time zone as you are.
And this is 5:12 here too.
Huh?
For me, it's 7:12.
Yeah,
For me,
7:12.
You in PST right
It's
now?
5:13.
For
It's
me,
7:13.
night.
Wait, is it 5:13? How many seconds? For me, it's 5:13 and 15.
Yeah,
Here it's 7:13.
13.
Mine is 8:30.
And for Johnny, it's 7:13.
Mati, for you it's PST now? Because I remember before it was something else.
Huh? Uh-huh.
Right? It was something else before, right?
Mataji, she was, Advait, she was always PST.
Oh, okay. I thought it was something else.
I'm always PST only, darling.
Okay.
So
I
far,
thought you were like 1 hour ahead or something
yeah.
before.
Oh, okay. How about this story? Have you noticed this one?
Yeah, this is common.
Yeah. Let's just try to do this one story. Next week, I'll pick up and keep it ready now itself with a good comic line and pictures in it so that you all will enjoy.
Mati, I'll see if I can find some.
Yeah, you text me the advice, okay? You are
Okay.
8th grade, you can definitely do it. All right. So once a doctor visited a house to diagnose 2 patients, a rich housewife and her maidservant, okay? The rich housewife, her maidservant, oh my God. The doctor examined both of them. See, you can see the doctor examining both. The doctor said to the maidservant, oh, your temperature is 105. So there is something to worry about. You need to take medicines. The doctor to the landlady, your temperature is only 99. So you have nothing to worry. Okay. Hearing this, the housewife angrily said, what? I have only 99 and my maidservant has 105. She thinks that's a bad, I mean, how can she have 105, something higher than me? Something like that, it looks like. She thought to herself, this doctor is useless. I'm the landlady. According to that, I should have 110 and she should have 98. Oh my God, look at her. The modern civilization is inclined to increase the degree of its fever. In the human body, death occurs as soon as the temperature reaches 107. With the help of nuclear weapons, the modern civilization will come to a point of 107 and everything soon will be over. But devotees want to decrease this fever by decreasing the demands of the body. This is the ideal way of living. So it's very, very important to understand. See, we are all trying to create anxieties for one another.
Mataji, this woman is crazy.
Yeah, she doesn't know what she's doing, but like
She
this.
should be grateful.
Yeah, but she doesn't see. That's why people are in ignorance and they are doing things that they are not supposed to do. And they think it's the right thing to do. That is how the modern civilization is operating. Okay. And Prabhupada, if not for Prabhupada, we also wouldn't know, oh, this is what Krishna wants us to do. We'll also be so ignorant about all these things. And hence we have to be thankful and grateful for dear Prabhupada, because he's the one who's guiding us, giving us the right direction and leading us in the right path as far as Krishna consciousness is concerned. So without his books, we'll be left nowhere. So that's why we have to be eternally grateful to our gurus and Srila Prabhupada for guiding us in the right direction in this path of Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, we'll be doing so many sinful acts without knowing what we are doing. Thinking, yeah, this is right, this is right. I have to beat this person. So whatever it takes, I'll just, by hook or crook, try to be higher than him in position, in power, to earn money. I can do anything whatsoever I like. To actually become famous, I'll try to do whatever. Even if it's immoral, I don't care. Even if it is sinful, I don't care. So if people start thinking and acting in this way, then it's actually going to increase our fever, which is not a good path to be in. Okay. So this is the
Mataji, I actually learned something new because I didn't know that the body dies when it's at 107.
Mataji, I thought
That's
the
also a
body
good point.
dies at 105.
Oh, I think it's 107 only, dear. Probably somebody who's has a doctor in the house.
Because
probably can-
Mataji, I watched the same story
indeed.
on
Okay.
YouTube, okay? And
I'll
it's
clarify it. My Prabhuji is a doctor. I'll clarify if it's 107 or 105. Okay.
Mataji, I mean, some TV shows I watched before, it's like comedy TV shows, and sometimes the kids, so they want to go somewhere, but then the mom finds out that they have a fever, so checks the temperature, and instead of putting it in the mouth, they put it in a cup of tea and puts it back in the mouth. So when the mom checks, it'll be 110. So that means they'll be dead already.
I know.
I
saw that in the milk.
Oh my God, your fever is so high, you can't go.
Mataji,
Vinita Mataji has something to say. Anyways, I think the next class is soon going to start. We have Supatagri Mataji's class now. And for Radhashtami, she'll be teaching new
That's
songs.
right. In this TV serial, is the mom blind?
Hey, Suraj, let's try to do this next class, dear. Okay? Let's do our obeisances. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo
Namo Namaha.
Mataji.
Vaishnava Vrinda Namacharya Srila Radhika Thakur ki jai. Thank you, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji. Thanks to Jahnavi, thanks to Isha, and thanks to Bala Vrinda for their beautiful paintings. Really love it.
Closing the call. Bye, kids.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Jahnavi.
Thank you.